There's something you need to understand about where I was mentally in 2018 when I decided to sign up for my full Ironman in Boulder. I had never accomplished any of the 3 distances I was preparing for. I had never swam 400 meters unbroken. I had never biked any distance over 60 miles. And I most definitely had never, by choice, ran any further than 10K. For those of you that don't know, that's about 6.6 miles, 6.5 miles, something in that realm. But in 2014, my why hit me harder than my why had ever hit me before. I was knocked to ground zero. I broke my back. I was incapable of sitting up, walking. I was learning to live all over again. My mom was showering me. My mom was feeding me. I was sitting in a handicap chair in the shower. Sometimes in life, you have to lose everything in order to realize you had everything already. Sometimes we worry about all the things we don't have, and we don't appreciate the things we do have, the capabilities we do have. It's so selfish to not want to push yourself, not want to push your limits. So many people wish they could push the limits that you're capable of, but we're all given what we're given, and that's what we got. So in my case, I was so tired of being told what I couldn't do, what I wouldn't do ever again. Doctors, you'll never squat again, you'll never run again. People, friends, stop visiting. You wondered if you'd ever be back. And that's a hard realization. And it's sad that that's what it takes for you to understand that pain is not mile 7. Pain is laying down, motionless, incapable of anything. That's pain. That hurts. That's internal pain you can't, subside. When I signed up for my full Ironman, my why was bigger than the event, right? I was out to prove something, not to anybody else but myself. And what sucked me into Ironman was the label that people give it of, man, that's impossible. 2.4 miles swim, that's impossible. Marathon at the end of the day, that's impossible. 12-hour test, no way, that's too long, that's impossible, I would die. And that's probably what sucks me in the hardest, is accomplishing the impossible. Let's go. Final bike done before my short sprint this weekend. I wanted to jump on here and chat with you guys about my absolute 5 steps to your first triathlon. Let's talk about the order of operation that you need to determine or consider or identify before you just jump into your triathlon journey. For me, my why was bigger than Ironman Boulder 140.2. Let's talk about your order of operation. Number 1, where are you starting, right? Where are you? What is your benchmark? How far can you swim? Are you using a noodle? Are you swimming 100, 200 meters unbroken? Are you comfortable in the water? Do you have a background in swimming? Because a lot of good triathletes came from swimming. They swam in high school. They could swim a mile in 25 minutes. Or is it taking you an hour? Find that benchmark. Biking. Are you a century rider? Are you doing 100 miles 4 times a year? Or is 40 tough for you? Or are you just going to cycle on Friday and you don't own a bike, but you need a bike, and that's one of your obstacles. Finish. Finish. Oh. Nothing lasts forever. It always ends. It always ends. Oh, that hurts. I love it. Wish I could start all over. Makes me feel like a kid again. Running. We talked about this yesterday. Running is a lot of people's mental obstacle. My knees hurt. My ankles hurt. I have the wrong shoes. Almost always in the running category, it's your equipment. It's your equipment. Number 2. This one's bigger than you might see coming. Where do you live? What training domain are you surrounded by? What people? What state? For example, Colorado is a biking state. You could wake up in Colorado and you could swim or you could bike an easy, 60 miles on a Sunday and park your bike, and it was your workout for the morning. 2.5, 3 hours of a ride, big shoulder, not dangerous. Cars slow down for you. However, Colorado is not a triathlon state. Colorado doesn't offer, sprint triathlons every month of the year. But Texas is a triathlon state, but Texas is absolutely positively not a biking state. You need a secondary trainer. You need a Cyclops. You need a Wahoo. You need a secondary option, because biking alone in Texas, sad to say it, but someone might hit you and just leave you there because you're all alone. Unless you're somebody who's comfortable with group rides. Sometimes people need the support of a group ride. Where are you? Where do you live? And what triathlon levels do they offer? Number 3, this one's deep. Support. What is your support? Where is your support? Who is your support? In my world, my family is support. My wife is support. My son is support. Who is your support? Is it a coach? Is it a parent? Are you all alone? And if you are alone, find support. Find a coach. Find someone to talk about how training is going. This sport is mental enough. It's tough. You're alone a lot. Find somebody to talk to about it. Find somebody to show up. Find a familiar face that will show up to your event and be there when you need them absolutely the most, at the finish line. Number 4, everybody's favorite. We all want to avoid it, but it's real. Finances and equipment. What equipment do you have? I'm going to do a video later this week as I pack for my triathlon on Sunday of the equipment I use in every triathlon. Understand, I have 8 years of accruing equipment. I have 8 years of improving my equipment. Understanding that this is something I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Is this something you're doing once? Or is this something you're going to do 3 times? Or is this something that you would like to create a habit around? Wherever you are, I'm going to go over that equipment list my next video. But for now, where are you? And I'll give you an example. There are levels of bikes. Bike's going to be your number 1 investment. But bikes are like race cars. The fastest race car wins the race. The most invested race car wins the race. You would be surprised how fast these bikes can go. A heavy tri-bike is not the same as a long distance 3-ounce bike. They're different. They're going to race different. The power output's different. Your body weight on the bike's different. The heights are different. The wheels are different. The aerodynamics are different. Everything about the bike can be a level 1 bike or a level 3 bike. I mean, I've seen bikes that are $20,000 and they go an easy 25 miles an hour with no effort. On the flip side, I've literally seen people not clipped in to one-speed bikes from metric centuries multiple times. What bike do you have? What bike do you need? What bike do you want? And what bike can you afford and go get? That's a big determining factor. If you have any more questions on bikes, comment below. I'll give you some tips, tricks of where you could find them used, where you could find them at all, and some secondary training bikes that you might be able to lean on if you can't afford a bike right away. Number 5, wherever you stand on topics of number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4, where you're starting, where do you live, what is your support, what are your finances, what equipment do you stand on. Number 5, you just gotta find an event and you gotta sign up. Find one, find the shortest one. Find the one closest to you, find the one that makes sense, find the one that's most realistic. Train with intention and show up for, okay? Remember, triathlon is a progression. It's not gonna be perfection on day one. You're gonna have adversity, you're gonna have a lot of growth, you're gonna learn a lot about yourself, okay? So show up and show out, and remember, it doesn't get real until it's real. Welcome back to Prosper, Texas. It's hot as balls here, 105 degrees. We just drove all the way out to Plano to pick up our packets for our triathlon on Sunday. If you are not familiar with the tri that we are doing, we have a 300-meter swim, a 9-mile bike on this bad boy, and just over a 5K run. This is the bike that I've been using this year primarily. It's my bike that I've been using this year. It's my Pinarello FP2 Dogma with the SRAM components and the customized seat and wheels. The computer that I have set on here is my Garmin from 2025. It's the newest edition. And of course I got my insulated water bottles to keep things cool. This is the shirt for Kiwanis triathlon that we'll be doing. This will be our second year doing it. My wife Megan overachieved last year by absolutely crushing her age division. Was super proud of her. It was her first triathlon and she won her age division. But number 1 is going to be your bike sticker. Everything's going to entail getting your numbers to the proper places, and it does matter. And if you do miss one, they don't have to let you out of T2, also known as their transition areas. So this is my number for the weekend, 346. They always want this number to go in front of the helmet for photos, timing chips, details, data, analytics, etc. The helmet that I'll be matching to the bike this weekend. This is going to be the belt number. I have it on a belt for a quick transition. I don't want to be fumbling with bobby pins, trying to put my number wherever. I just come, I swoop, I reach across, I pin, and then I go. And now I can just run, right? So that's quick. And then I have my ankle strap, which they have come a long ways. They used to be physical timers. Now it's just a strap on the right ankle. And last but not least, I have my bike pin. They always like it to be somewhere on the back. It's always a challenge. This never goes well. The adhesive is absolutely crazy sticky, so you get one shot and one shot only, and how it lands, it lands. So I generally go right on the back of my stem here. my bag does get in my way. So last time, I believe my son talked me into coming on the back stem and out a little bit to get it out of the way of my baggie. But that concludes bike stickers, bike numbers, and preparation. We are a couple of days out. I don't want to go into a full equipment list now. That's a whole nother video. But I did want to introduce you to my baby and show you some sticker action. But that being said, I'm going to send you over to another workout this afternoon, and we'll wrap this video up at the top of the weekend. One more step. Come on. That concludes this episode of the 5 places you can begin in your assessment of where you stand, what your support is, what the events in your area are, where you live for training, and most importantly, what that next event for you is that you're going to sign up for. And don't forget, get up, stand up, but never give up.